Hello everyone, it's Pastor Lon, my beautiful wife Robbie Lynn. Hope everybody's had a good week this week and everybody's doing well. I want to invite y'all back to our next episode of Come Sit a Spell.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen, because it's cold outside again.
You never know where we're going to be.
That's right, you never know where we might be sitting a spell. And the drag strip's fired up out there too. It's pretty loud. But go ahead and give them a weather update or report for South Carolina.
Right now it's 47 and clear. It's supposed to get down to 41 tonight. High 71 tomorrow and 47 tomorrow night, and then it's gonna bump up a little bit, 78.
Back to the 80s.
Then Sunday it's going back to 68 and lows 48.
So,
but then back up, it's just like a roller coaster.
yeah, old man winter's just hanging
no
on.
freezing, thank goodness.
Yeah, old
no
man
frost.
winter's hanging on. Matter of fact, we in the kitchen. I'm drinking some black tea, and Robbie Lynn's drinking what?
Lemon water.
Cheers. Lemon water and black tea. I'm gonna get my lemon water here in a little bit. Speaking of that, I can tell the difference since you got me drinking that lemon water. I try to drink it in the morning and every night, warm lemon water, and I've been drinking also 2 tablespoons of vinegar with some water too. So what's new on the homestead?
Since the last time we talked to him, we got 2. I got 2 turkeys, male and female.
Yeah.
I think she said both of them were like 7 months old. He's bigger than the hen, but I just wanted a male. I don't care. And for my other, we got 3 females now, and 1 male.
Yep.
We had 2 females, and then we got that one. And now we got 3 females and a male, and I'll hope to have some turkey babies.
Yeah, hope so. And speaking of babies, we found the peacock.
I don't know if we told y'all that she had hatched laid 3 eggs in the chicken coop out there that we keep open for them to go in and out. And something got them. I think we told y'all that.
I think we did. Something got
anyway,
those 3.
well, she went missing. Was it the beginning? No, when we were clean organizing.
Some last week, first of last week.
Saturday. Yeah, I think it was Saturday, and I was fixing to move something, and I saw something back there, and it was her. She's snuck back there and laid more eggs, and she's well hidden where the dogs can't get to her or anything. I hope nothing else can get to her.
And when I was out there the other day feeding up, I seen she was off the nest, came out to get something to eat, and I went over and looked, and there's 6 of them, 6 peacock eggs. But
last year she laid a clutch of 5. This is the first time, and was it 5 or 6 the second time?
Something like that. Because I remember, I think it would have been 11 altogether.
So I'm undecided about, because she's inside at the back of the barn, which is open. Anything can come in, but the dogs are always around as far as a predator. But I don't want the dogs to aggravate her. But I don't think they know she's back there. I think she's well hidden enough that they wouldn't bother her.
We don't want the snake to get back there either.
I'm undecided about leaving the eggs with her and let her hatch them, or taking them and putting them in the incubator to save them from snakes.
We'll keep you updated on how that goes with the
It wouldn't
peacock
take but 1 day
eggs.
for the snake to.
Oh, I know.
Hopefully, either she'll hatch them or I'm undecided about taking them. I don't want to take them and then something happened. It's my fault that they didn't hatch. And
Yeah.
I thought about taking half and leaving her half and see who can hatch them.
If it wasn't for worry about the predators or snake, I mean, you're better off to let nature take its course and let her do her thing.
But I do know, though, if she does hatch them, that they're going in a pen.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm going to put them in a pen away so nothing can bother them.
And all the biddies that we hatched, since we moved them, we only lost 1.
Yeah, and I think that was a weak one from the last hatch.
So they're like 3 stages now. We showed y'all that on one of the videos last week, but
We got the ones in the
I can't remember.
nursery. They'll be 2 weeks old.
Yeah. How
Then the
many's
ones
in
the junior nursery will be 2 weeks old. And the other ones I think are going on 6 weeks, I think.
They're like a week ahead of it. They're a week behind the middle ones. Yeah. So
they can eventually probably be mixed together if the other ones catch up.
yeah, and the other ones, the first batch, they're good size.
Once we take the ones out of the baby nursery and the brooder and put them in the grow-out pen, they can all go together in the grow-out pen.
Yeah, and like I think we mentioned before, we're going to take that brooder and get it moved over here. We were looking at a spot to do that beside your garden, and we're going to use it.
You mean my coop?
I meant coop, not brooder, but yeah. Move the coop over there and fence it in So you can have them right over next to the garden, right outside the kitchen window here, door here.
Somebody's terrorizing me.
Uh-oh. Hear her purring, growling, or whatever you call it. Her motor's running.
Yep.
But yeah, all the biddies are doing well. The sheep are still doing fine, and the goats and stuff. But you've been doing some more, moving some more of your plants out of the greenhouse, haven't you?
I have an up pot. I got all my tomatoes repotted. What else? All my herbs. And I got this. I'm gonna up pot my peppers, but I'm gonna keep them inside until it gets a little bit warmer. And I might go ahead and start some of my vegetables in some cups. Some of them, I'm gonna just, because I've never done that before, I'm gonna try it and see which works out better for me. Willow?
Kind of experimenting with that, huh?
Yeah. See how that, because I've seen some people do it that way, and then I've always just waited until it was warm enough to put them in the garden. But I do have, for the how many, is this my third try or fourth try?
What?
With garden peas.
Oh yeah,
I got some more coming up. They're about like this. If it don't get too hot, I'll have some garden peas hopefully. Because I mean, they can stay in the cool as long as they don't frost on them.
We got a bunch of rain here. When was that? All that rain.
Sunday.
Sunday night.
Well, Sunday, all day Sunday.
And rain through the night. Our rain gauge had cracked over there, so couldn't. I think when it got cold though, it busted that one. But right over there, not about 45 minutes from here, they said they got 5.5 inches of rain over there.
We got a lot.
But I don't think we got quite as much as they did, because the way it looked, it was really flooded that way. We got over 3. I bet you we got over 3.
It dried it up quick.
3 or 3.5 inches, but it flooded here for a little while.
Did we tell them we captured the rabbit that was?
No, I don't think so. Well, last time we talked, y'all, I believe the rabbit was still on the loose.
But we caught him.
Yep, she ended up coming out.
He
ended up coming back out.
He went back to where he was being fed.
We dip netted him. That's something.
He wasn't that.
He wasn't, but I'm talking about the dip net. We've used that dip net. I've caught a whole many more chickens and turkeys and rabbits in that dip net than I have fish. I got a dip net that I used to use flounder fishing and stuff, and we've had to use that baby to wrangler up a lot of our birds right here and the rabbit now. It's been fun rotational grazing those sheep. They go like clockwork now when you take them out there. Which the last 2 days we haven't been able to move them.
Rain, we didn't move them Sunday because of the rain.
Yeah.
We moved them Monday.
And then we had a lot of other stuff going on.
Yesterday we had, what did we?
You expect me to remember yesterday?
Something was going on yesterday. I can't remember what. Was it rain yesterday morning? I don't remember. Anyway. And today we had a funeral service.
Yeah, the church member that I told you passed away, they had trying to put it off his service, to hoping his wife could get well enough to get out of the hospital and go, but she wasn't able to go. But
she is in rehab though now.
Yeah, she is doing much better. But they laid him to rest today. But actually, if there's such thing as a good funeral, it was a really good funeral. His son-in-law done an outstanding job, and we met a lot more of their family. But it was a really good service. But that's really affected our church, because he's a walking dictionary, history book full of wisdom and knowledge. I told you he'd been 80 years old, but he actually been 79 this coming August. He was born the same year and same month as my daddy, just a few weeks apart.
His son-in-law went to 4K. Was it 4K?
Yeah, kindergarten together. And then
y'all never knew back then when y'all were at 4K that you would be his pastor.
No, that's what's amazing is 4K. And then when we got up in the elementary school, we ended up going, I think, another school. I think it was a private school, and I stayed at the school there in Darlington and kind of parted ways, but always Try to halfway stay in touch with him, but now I'm his pastor. That's a real good family, but y'all keep me in your prayers. What?
We got a surprise coming in the mail. I hadn't told you about.
It is a surprise then.
I got 2 goose eggs coming in the mail.
Wait a minute. We ain't got no pond dug
I'm
out
gonna try
yet.
my best to hatch those baby geese. There's some like
I did.
Sebastopol, the ones with the
Look
frilly
over
feather.
him.
I think that's what they're called. I don't know how to pronounce it, but that's what they're.
Well, speaking of that, I did talk to the guy this week about he's gonna come look at what it's gonna take to get the pond dug out. We've been mentioning that pond to y'all, so hopefully he's gonna come this week and look at it, maybe give me a price on what it costs to dig it out, and we're gonna take down a few of those pine trees and kind of, build us a little ramp down to it. It'll be easier to get down to the water. Man, I hope we can get that thing dug out.
All right.
Our goal is to get it dug out, like we said, though, and have access for the fresh water for the animals, as well as stock it with some fish. That's our goal.
I don't know why it won't give me the. I was trying to look up the name of that goose.
While you're doing that, we want to let y'all know, come up on a year since we water glassed the eggs. That's a year will be this Sunday. So the plan is we're gonna open that. We got them sitting on the bar right over there. We're gonna open those. Open those jars of eggs, or a jar of eggs, and I'm gonna let Robbie Lynn be the guinea pig and crack the first one.
When you open it, you should be able to smell that.
Yeah, you will. But anyway, some of you mentioned that a while back. We're gonna try to do that this coming Sunday. It'll be exactly a year since we put them in there. They look good. Just looking in the jar, they look just like
they don't look spoiled or anything. The water's like it's just got the lime in it.
Yep. But
other than that, they're clear, and
I hope this is one of those things where looks are not deceiving.
we'll find out. There's one that I'm kind of.
They look pretty. One of them jokers look swole up in
looks
there.
magnified.
Yeah.
Well, there's no way it can swell without busting, though. I wouldn't think.
We're gonna find out here Sunday, Lord.
I'm hoping it's just the way we're looking at it through the glass.
Yeah, I hope
We'll
so.
find
I don't
out,
think
won't we? We will find out.
Yep.
Y'all will find out.
Yep, they will.
I've seen other people open some of theirs, and they're runnier. The liquid, the white part is more liquidy. And I've heard people say that they taste the same. Scramble them up.
We hope so.
Scramble them up and put a lot of seasoning in them.
That'll be a really a blessing to know if they're good, to know that you can keep them that long.
Yeah. Because now we'll know. See, when all of our chickens quit laying this past time, we could have been eating.
That's
them.
right. Yeah. Plus, if these are good, then we're gonna do more of them like that. So
and they're probably very good, like if you don't want to scramble, like for bacon and stuff like that.
But
if they're good.
Yeah, but to help us out during those down times with the hens, if those are good, we're gonna pickle some more of them like that. Water glassing. But eggs are really coming in now. They stacking up over there in the corner. I took a guy some to work this past week. Good old black tea.
Is it cold?
Well, it's cooling off. I'm about to the bottom of it now.
I like hot tea.
Yeah, I do too.
Hot lemon water. I've been, this week I've been organizing my cabinets.
Yep.
Cleaning my cabinets out and organizing. I ordered some, what do you call it? You put it in the cabinet and you can slide the stuff out.
Yeah, mouse in there.
Drawer, pull, I don't know what you call it. You put your stuff on there and you can pull it out and look in the back without having to, dig through everything. And I got them in 4 cabinets, and that's really worked out better.
That way she can just pull them, pull them out where you get to them instead of having to crawl up in the cabinet.
Well, before I'd have to take everything out, get to the back, and then put everything back. But then I got this big gigantic cabinet that we're gonna have to put another
shelf in there.
I'll put another shelf in there so I can utilize more of that space because it's humongous.
Something Well, you're doing that so you have it organized, but also we've been doing that so we can kind of keep up with, we need to rotate our stock, especially in here and out there. Because we had a few cans that had gotten old and they started leaking around the bottom. So we should have been eating those and replacing them with the new stuff. And that's what we intend to do. That's some of the stuff that's been going on around here. What?
Staying busy.
Yeah, just, I'm not gonna get into all the way I feel about all that stuff that went on in Tennessee with the shooting up there at the Christian school in Nashville, but just pray for all those involved. That's very disturbing and devastating. But I will say, I've said it before and I'll say it again, it's not
gonna stop.
We got a heart problem in this country. And until they turn back, this country turns back to God, this is the results, the end results of what you're gonna get. I may talk about that later on another video. It just makes me mad and sad at the same time. But we have been praying for those families and we will continue to do so. I know y'all will as well. But we're living in some perilous times, that's for sure. On a brighter note, I was thinking today, last week we talked about them thunderstorms.
And we got a thunderstorm.
We did.
So was it Saturday night? It was one night.
Golly, I can't remember what night it was. It was the weekend.
It must have been Saturday night.
And we had told y'all about, you don't see those storms just come in and a thunderstorm and rain and just kind of hear the rumbling for a while. But we got one here and it was in the middle of the night.
For a
It
while.
woke us up and go back to sleep and it would
you could hear it well.
Yeah, you could hear it off in the distance. I was like, man, somebody was listening to us last week. We said that about no thunderstorms like that anymore. But it was actually, as long as it, wasn't that violent, you could, it was real.
I love a thunderstorm.
Yeah, it was real calming and peaceful, really. And another thing too, I was laying there in the bed and, like we got those blinds in there that kind of black everything out and for the daytime, but you could see the lightning flashing in the window, and then that's been a long time since I've seen something like that. Where it just, we had to get up and run out and see if it wasn't, blowing the top of the house off. Speaking of prayers, remember all those in Mississippi that was in the path of that devastating tornado. And like I said, there's so much pressures in life that, and I try to talk about it some on the devotions, but there's so much pressures in life that people have to deal with as we're living in this time, this culture we're living in, from the kids, what they have to deal with, what's being, driven down their throat from a dark side. And then you got the natural disasters that's going on and the stuff that's going on with the food shortages and train derailments. And I mean, it's just so much to comprehend, but we know who's in control.
A lot of the disasters are man-made.
Yeah, they are man-made and planned, but we also know that God's in full control. But at the same time, there's just so many people out there that are looking for something or somebody to hold on to, and I try to direct them to Jesus, but He's our only hope in these times we're living in. But He will provide. He will supply the need.
We know all this has got to happen.
Yep.
Got to come to pass.
But it goes back to what I'm saying is so many people hurting. You need to, be patient with people. And like today, we was coming back from that. That was coming back from the funeral. There's a guy come running up behind me there on McKeever, and just blowing the horn. I couldn't go anywhere. There's a truck in front of me and a truck in front of him.
Utility workers or something.
Yeah, they had construction work going on. They was working on the red stoplight and all. Yeah, for the power stoplight. Nobody could go anywhere. He was just all over me on the back and blowing the horn like I could go to anywhere. And then just pulled off. Time I got up past the road, just took off down another road. But people don't have any respect for. I wonder when that come set a spell yawn was going to show up. But People don't have any respect for other people anymore. And unfortunately, we live in a time where people don't have any respect for themselves. You may mention that the other day, and y'all probably seen that too. A lot of these, and I'm not picking on any store, but like a lot of the Dollar Generals and the Dollar Tree, which ain't Dollar Tree anymore. You know you living in...
It's Dollar Tree, most of them, but there's a few popping up.
Dollar...
Family Dollar, Dollar Tree.
Yeah, but I'm
One size
talking
Family
about
Dollar.
You said it was
$1.25.
$1.25. That's where I'm going with that.
But now they got half the store is Family Dollar and half the store is Dollar Tree.
Y'all let us know if y'all seen any of those. And y'all,
I've
we
seen
got
two.
Two. One up here in MacB and one down in next to Effingham. Yep. So we've seen two like that right here where they combine them together.
I've been in one.
Yeah.
And the one I went into compared to the Dollar Tree, that one was better. The one that was in, I don't know if it's just it is a new store. It just opened, but
yeah.
When they first opened, they're neat and clean, but it don't take long for them to get junk trashy.
We don't, for whatever reason. So a lot of them, you go in, ain't nobody. I went in the Dollar General here down from the house the other week.
That was always like that.
But what I'm getting at is, I stood up there and waited for 5 minutes. There was nobody behind the counter.
Well, that's what.
I mean,
they need a bail or something.
I'm not a thief or a crook, but somebody that is could have just had their way right there. I'm trying not to get kicked off YouTube, but there's some things, and y'all probably know me good enough to read our mind about some of the garbage that's being pumped in our kids, and oh man, it just makes me so mad. But at the same time, the Bible says these times will come, and they're here.
I hate to know that my little my great nieces and nephews are gonna have to go through all that in school. If I had the time and
homeschool them,
I would homeschool all my, tell them bring them on to Aunt Robbie's house. I'll homeschool them and be their nursery.
You know how you know that homeschooling is the way to go? Because the government don't want you to do it. They are dead against homeschooling, which they're dead against planting a garden. They're dead against raising your own animals. Well, I tell you.
Can't even have a wood stove no more, can you?
In certain places, they're trying to ban those. It's all good. What does Sugg say?
It's gonna be all right.
Gonna be all right.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Everything's gonna be all right. Being a pastor, that's kind of the downfalls when you get those calls where somebody's passed away, especially with something suddenly. You know, they're looking for you to have the words to say, and sometimes you don't have the words to say. You just got to be there and offer that support and comfort, through the Word of God and through the Spirit of God and through prayer. But anybody that pastors and does it for the right reason and does it right, it can get very emotional sometimes. Preaching the word's awesome, witnessing is awesome. All the other things that go along with it, from weddings to baby dedications and stuff, but funerals, that's a challenge sometimes. But at the same time, pastoring has more rewards than not, and it just makes you feel good to be able to be there for people and encourage people. But at the same time, we need encouraging too. Pastor and pastor's wife, pastor's family. So we're all in this together and we need one another. But it kind of bothers us as we live in a time and a culture where it seems like things are not getting handed down to the younger generation like they were back when we were growing up. We were just talking the other day, we were going to church or we were going somewhere.
Church, on the way to church.
But about how they're not handing down the skills to the younger generation, and as time goes on, you won't have that like this. Like the other night, we had our family sitting around the table, and at Madison, Corey's girlfriend, here with us, and we had a good time. Just sitting around the table. Robbie cooked a good meal, but who's training those coming behind us to cook, or who's training those coming behind us to plant a garden? Who's to go fish, go hunt, change a tire. I mean, I could go on and on, but it's part of the plan of the enemy to not have those things passed down.
Yeah, because they won't. Instead of being able to cook your own meal, they want you to have to go to the fast food or depend on the government or whatever, and just not learn your own skill set.
Canning food, yeah.
The skills are not being passed down.
No. The skills nor the morals in a lot of families are not being passed down.
Yeah. Like I was never taught to sew. I would love to know how to sew.
Yeah.
Really. I mean, I can do simple, basic, mend and stuff, but I don't, as far as in-depth sewing, I can't.
Or as we was talking the other day about, even Cora and Gavin, I mean, they don't follow up on, they could care less about planting the garden. But we still got that in us from our grandparents, what they taught us. But
I think our grandparents were the last generation that really handed it down.
True.
It stopped with us.
And that's in a lot of families of our age, probably.
Yeah. Because everything was so convenient and fat. It was like the fast food and microwaves and...
Yeah. You think if the Lord tarries is coming, when, if the world, if it goes on for another 20 years, what's it going to look like?
Lord help us. It'll look like the Jetsons.
Yeah. There'll be lawlessness and no, morals and this is, we're probably dragging y'all down with this video, but it's just my heart's been heavy this week with, the funeral of our church member and other people that are hurting, and a lot of unrest in the country, and it's going on with Nashville, and just evil seems to be running rampant. You find out the name of them eggs.
Can you pronounce that?
Mm.
Sebastopol is what it looks like to me.
Sounds good.
I don't know, maybe, I hope I at least get one. But we'll see.
So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up. This may not have been too interesting for you, I don't know, but we just need to be praying one for another, because there's a lot going on. A lot of life stuff going on that's affecting a lot of people in a negative way. And it's kind of like, I heard somebody use an analogy one time, that's the way things are coming at everybody, especially our young people, just so fast and they can't process it all. It's kind of like when I used to watch TV, but you watch Fox News or somebody and they'd have something going across the screen to talk about what Fox News is talking about. Up here on the top right, it had the weather, temperature, and the forecast, and then the Dow Jones Industrial Average is scrolling across the bottom, and something else on this. I mean, just who can watch all that? They're just throwing it at you, and that's the same way it's been going on in these last days we're living in. Just so much to process, and we just need to pray for one another, be more patient with one another, and reach out to our young people, because the devil's engulfing them at a very rapid pace. It's not a slow burn anymore. It's like an out of control wildfire with the culture, with the generations that's coming behind our generation. So live stuff is happening, and God will see us through it. I know that. But anybody with any brain, half a brain or brain at all can see that it's a lot of wear and tear, and it's corrupting our society and weakening our society. He's still in control. And he will see us through. All right, well, hope y'all enjoy sitting a spell with us. Y'all be praying for us. We'll be praying for y'all. Pray for one another. And reach out to those young people. They need our time more than they need our money. And they need our prayers. Until next time, remember, Jesus Christ loves you.
And Jesus Christ is the answer for anything and everything you're going through in life.
Amen. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.